Right, so that's it. That's Logopolis done. Let's, for a moment, reflect on what a brilliant episode of Doctor Who that was. That was a really, really good episode of Doctor Who. It's weirdly almost like a sort of one part. What's the opposite of an amuse-bouche?
Trifle?
It's like a trifle. In so much as we had a whole new location, which weirdly felt familiar because it was at the computer room that we'd seen on Logopolis. The death of the Monitor, that was quite a shocking and quite upsetting. Tegan being absolutely brilliant. No, really, really cool. Interplay between the Doctor and the Master, absolutely fabulous, and it makes you sort of yearn for more of that with Tom. I think that Tom could have done with a proper arch enemy, but we'll talk about that at some other point. The music, not mention the music for a while. I think that was absolutely fantastic. The soundtrack to that was really, really special. And the general sense of doom, it being like awake, really had a brilliant tone to it that pervaded the whole thing. And I have to say, I think that Tom upped his game.
A sense of foreboding.
Oh, terribly so much so. And the Watcher sort of increasingly becoming an integral part of things as the past, the present and the future combined, I suppose, was absolutely fabulous. Anthony Ainley. Okay, so this is what to tell me, Lib. This version of the Master, you loving this version of the Master?
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
His maniacal cackle.
Deeply unhinged, and the broadcast to the universe, which is just ridiculous. All that, love that. I love the sort of like just generally trying to kill people and the Doctor trying to stop him. And I also loved the moment where the Doctor mixed up his figures of speech. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'm sure that happened in his first story. I'm sure that happened all the way back in Robot, where he mixed up common sayings and stuff like that. That was a really, really fine episode of Doctor Who. And having been thinking about it a lot and done a little bit of reading about it, one of the things I think is worthy of note is the fact that what we've had there is Tom Baker, the fourth Doctor, a gigantic figure. And even then you could tell what a gigantic figure he was in terms of television history. Is that too broad? I don't think so, actually. Going out in a very un-Tom Bakery type way. Do you think?
Oh, I thought that.
So there was no big rallying speech. It all felt a bit hopeless against the Master. He was almost sort of overwhelmed by the Master's needless evil. It was just so, he was sort of like, I can't even reason with this. I can't sort of shout you down. So it was, yeah, and it was, you resign, that's great. And it was all just a sort of, and then to have this most impactful, bombastic Doctor finally wind up just falling, grabbing onto, you know, on a tilting, what a brave way to play out the Doctor. Really, I just think that's a really interesting way to finish things with this Doctor. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk about Logopolis out of context, isn't it? But as a Doctor Who story, which is then lent weight because it's the last story of Tom Baker, it is a really, really good story, actually. Quite unlike any other story. I can't think of another Doctor Who story, maybe with the exception of the next one, actually, to be fair. But I can't think of another Doctor Who story that quite has the same weird tone and resonance. Really special. Really special. And I wouldn't say it's a fitting swan song for Tom, because it didn't fit Tom, But it was the right sort of swan song for Tom because it does set us up nicely to go forward from here. All the pieces are in place now. Just like the implications, the Watcher has been taking these people from various places, making sure the TARDIS is in exactly the right spot, making sure that everything's arranged. Oh yeah, Fourth Doctor, you've got to bog off to Logopolis now, no matter how dangerous it is to have the, the Master running around on this most essential planet. Off you go, off you bob. But there we go. So, yeah. Absolutely fabulous. A really good episode and a really good story. And I think season... What season are we on? 18? 19? I can't remember. So let's quickly, we've done this every other time, let's bob through the season. We had Leisure Hive. Meh. We had Meglos. Then we had Full Circle. And then we had State of Decay. Then we had Warriors Gate, Keeper of Traken, Logopolis, not a bad hit rate for a Doctor Who season. Not a bad hit rate at all. And finished on a high. Better than your hit rate. Thank you, darling. Unlike the Key to Time season, of course, we started high and tailed off. This was the way to go, wasn't it? That's fantastic. So yes, pastures new. I don't know what to say. This new fella, he looks a bit young, doesn't he? And he's got very blonde hair. Or has he? Is that just the memory playing tricks on me already?
He has. How old was he?
How old was he? I don't know. We'll find that out for the next one. But the key thing is he's demonstrably younger than Tom. Like very much younger than Tom. And very much younger than anybody else who's done the role before. And suddenly we've got a Doctor surrounded by 3 kids. With the possible exception of Tegan, actually. That's unfair to Tegan. And Nissa and Adric looked so little. And this surely is a brand new dawn for Doctor Who. Let's hope it stacks up, shall we? Anyway, I'm going to go and do another video now. Keeping a bit of a tradition alive. My God, it's been a long time. See you over there. Bye-bye.